I can't tell you how many times people will say to me, hey, you're a mortgage broker. I want you to help us get a mortgage loan. Hey, I'm Tom Sherman with Benchmark Mortgage, been in the business for 30 years. And today I'm going to talk to you about the difference between a mortgage broker, a mortgage banker, and a depository institution, or you might refer to it as a bank. A couple things that are really important. First of all three of those institutions can lend you mortgage loans. All three of them. So a mortgage broker, a mortgage banker, and a bank. They're very different. So let's kind of talk through the genesis of each one and kind of where they came from and then what I recommend. First of all, the depository institution. That's a pretty easy one, right? That's where you go make your deposit for your paycheck. That's where you might get a little credit card. That's where you get a car loan. Think Bank of America, think Wells Fargo. That's a depository institution. Now, banks, and again, very clearly, not mortgage banks, banks, what they do is they take your money in, they're held to a standard of how much money they have to keep, and then they lend that money back to you. Now, they still will originate loans and securitize those loans with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the secondary market. But at the end of the day, they're on the hook for that loan. That's a depository institution. Well, what happened is several years ago, there came something called a mortgage bank. And the mortgage bank was very similar to a bank, and I'll talk about the similarities here in just a minute, except their sole purpose was to make mortgage loans. So a mortgage bank, just like a depository institution, they take in requests for loans, they use their own money to originate a mortgage loan, and then they sell that mortgage loan into the secondary market. They may maintain the servicing, but they're taking that loan, they're selling it into the secondary market, they're getting their money back, and they're lending it to another home. Now, very important here is that a mortgage bank and a depository institution have a lot of liability for those mortgage loans. If anything goes wrong on those loans, they have a lot of risk that they can be saddled with. If a loan goes bad, if a first payment's defaulted, if a loan pays off too early, that risk is borne by the bank or the mortgage bank. A mortgage broker, which is this third option of generating mortgage loans, basically takes a home buyer, takes either a bank or a mortgage bank, and puts the two together. Now, the whole idea of the mortgage broker years ago was that the mortgage broker could quote unquote shop for the best deal from a bank or a mortgage bank and then give that best deal to the buyer. There's lots of different ideas on that, lots of different thoughts on how that actually works. At the end of the day, the product that they're going to get is going to be very similar to the product the bank can get. The difference is the mortgage broker doesn't bear nearly the responsibility that the mortgage bank. As you're looking for shopping with a mortgage broker, mortgage bank, or an actual bank, make sure you're working with someone who actually has some liability, actually has to make sure that they deliver the right product to you, and make sure that at the end of the day, you're taken care of. I've got so many good friends that are mortgage brokers, mortgage bankers, and they're all super qualified people. And I can tell you there's problems in all three of those areas. There's bad banks, there's bad brokers, there's bad mortgage brokers. Each one of those entities has the opportunity to be really good or not. Just make sure that you're working with someone that you know, that you trust, that hopefully has been referred to you, and make sure that they've got your best interests at heart, not theirs. Again, Tom Sherman with Benchmark Mortgage. Thanks so much for joining our YouTube channel. I hope this was helpful for you. Of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to serve and help. Thanks again.